the news hour, coming to you live from the studios of Hitzafrik Radio and TV. Stay tuned. Download the tuning app onto your mobile phone today and catch up on all the latest news from Hitzafrik Radio. Broadcasting live on modern Ghana and our website www.hitzafrikradio.org. Hitzafrik Radio News Hour live.
Today is the month of April, and then it is the 13th day in the month. Now let's do the news headlines. Achimota overhead gradually becoming time bomb. Government secures $15 million to fix Bole Saola road. If you don't work diligently, I won't hesitate to terminate your contract. Airlines back to KIA as tourism picks up. Go for love from your family members if you are broke. These and many other stories I bring your way this morning. Stay tuned as we do the news in details. My name is Abena Ahunye. Now let's go on to the news in details. Achimota overhead gradually becoming a ticking time bomb. The Achimota overhead bridge is gradually becoming a ticking time bomb as the underpart of the bridge is being chipped away in bits. A visit by Ghana Web's road safety team to the overhead bridge exposed iron rods, indicating how the structural integrity of the bridge is gradually being compromised. Speaking to some commuters and drivers around the area, they disclosed that the situation is as a result of the failure of heavy-duty trucks to comply to the height limit directions from the structure. They force their way under the bridge with loads exceeding height limits of more than 5 meters. According to those who spoke to Ghana Web, majority of culpable cars are those usually transporting goods from the Tema port to faraway Burkina Faso and other neighboring countries. They expressed concerns that the gradual chipping of the bridge poses the ultimate risk of a possible collapse of the structure, a situation that could lead to injuries, loss of lives, and properties. They have therefore called on the National Road Safety Commission, the Ghana Highway Authority, and other relevant state institutions to take appropriate steps to avert any impending danger. Moving on to other stories. Government secures $15 million to fix Bole Saulawa Road. Petroleum prices to go up by 5.7%. The majority leader in Parliament, Mr. Osei Mensah Bonsu, has announced that work will soon begin in the deplorable Bole Saulawa Road this year. Announcing this at the Sombo in the Naduli Kalio district of the Upper West region on Thursday, he stated that Parliament had agreed for the government to secure a $250 million loan facility for the project. Government has already secured $50 million of the amount for the first phase of the project, and SOD will be cut by the Roads and Highways Minister, Mr. Kwesi Amoako Atta, and his entourage for the work to be officially commenced, he said. Mr. Mensah Bonsu, together with other parliamentarians, as well as staff of Parliament, joined the Speaker of Parliament, Mr. Albin Sumana Kingsford Badwin, and some big wings of the National Democratic Congress, NDC, to hold a Thanksgiving service to appreciate God and the people for his current position. The majority leader, who doubles as the Minister for Parliament Affairs, explained that government would bond in order to work harmoniously towards the development of the nation, irrespective of their political orientations, citing the fact that the approval of the loan facility for the road project was a clear indication of their willingness to overlook their differences and the development of the nation. Moving on to other stories. If you do not work diligently, I will not hesitate to terminate your contract. Minister of Roads to contractors. The Minister of Roads and Highways, Mr. Kwesi Mwakwata, has called on all stakeholders in the field who helped in the materialization of the government's expectations of making this year a year of roads. During a stakeholders meeting with road contractors, MCEs and DCEs, he stated that his ministry as well as the government are in full support of the exercises of the contractors. He stated that he is ever ready to provide anything needed for an effective work by the contractors. Finally, he sounded a caution to the contractors, saying if any of them refuse to oblige to the lay-down policies as established by the Constitution, he will not hesitate to sanction such contractor without fear nor favor. He stated that the president has high hopes in them as contractors, and as a result, he doesn't expect any form of lazy working attitude from any one of them. He finally encouraged them to work hard so that they can complete their works within the stipulated time in their contract. If any one of you acts adversely to the agreement, I will not hesitate to sanction you, even if it means canceling the contract, he added. Moving on to other stories. Airlines back to KIA as tourism picks up. Some foreign airlines to the Kilimanjaro International Airport, KIA, have resumed flights after recent suspensions following reduced traffic because of the global COVID-19 pandemic. Discussions are underway to help three others, Kenyan Airways, KQ, Turkish Airlines, and Germany-based Conda, resume flights to Tanzania's gateway to the Northern Tourism Circuit. The Royal Dutch Airlines, KLM, has increased its frequencies to 3 times a week, while Qatar Airlines now flies daily to KIA. Rand Air and Uganda Airlines make 3 flights a week each. Ethiopian Airlines, the oldest foreign carrier to land at Tanzania's second largest airport since the 1970s, operates 14 flights a week, twice a day as of last week. Local flights by Air Tanzania, Precision Air, and charter planes are operating as normal, said Ms. Christine Mwakatobi, the acting manager director of Kilimanjaro Airport Development Company, CATCO. She said this when briefing the media on the operations of the facility, which suffered considerably from the COVID-19 outbreak early last year, sharply reducing international flights worldwide. She said only Kenyan Airways, Turkish Airlines, and Condor Air are yet to resume flights out of the traditional carriers which used to land at the airport up to March last year. We are discussing with them on when they will resume flights to KIA. We are upbeat that the flow of visitors will increase, she told the Citizen after seeing of travel agents from Israel. At one time, Fly Dubai, one of the Middle East airlines operating regular flights to Tanzania, used to land at KIA, but it halted operations even before the outbreak of the pandemic. Air traffic to KIA sharply fell last year following the outbreak of the global pandemic, which triggered travel restrictions that affected many leading airlines in the world. Most of the passengers from abroad landing at KIA are tourists heading to the world-famous national parks and other tourist attractions in Tanzania's Northern Tourism Circuit. KIA opened for business in December 1971. Currently, it is wholly government-operated after the private operator, CATCO, was replaced by the state. About 87% of KIA's revenue is generated for aircraft, landing and parking fees, as well as rent from various tenants. Moving on to other stories. Ghana on high alert after 1,800 prisoners break jail in Nigeria. The Ghana Immigration Service, GIS, has been alert following the escape of some 1,800 prisoners from the Owerri Custodial Center at Imo State in Nigeria. A wireless message issued by the top hierarchy of the GIS has directed its officials to be on high alert to avert the entry of the prisoners into Ghana. I am directed to bring the incident to the attention of the controls. You are to inform officers and men under your command to take notes and be on high security alert to prevent the entry of these criminal escapees from entering the country, the message said. More than 1,800 inmates on Monday, 5th April 2021, escaped after a heavily armed gang attacked a prison in southern Nigeria using explosives, correctional authorities said. It is one of the West African country's largest prison breaks. The attackers blasted their way into the Owerri prison in Imo State, engaging guards in a gun battle and freeing inmates, the National Corrections Authority said in a statement. I can confirm that the Imo State Command of the Nigerian Correctional Service was attacked by unknown gunmen in Owerri. Imo State Corrections Service spokesman James Maduba told AFP, adding that the number of escaped inmates was yet to be confirmed. The situation is under control, he said. The assailants arrived in pickup trucks and buses before storming the facility. The Correction Authority said. No group claimed responsibility for the assault, though President Muhammadu Buhari called the attack an act of terrorism carried out by anarchists and urged security forces to capture the assailants and the escaped detainees. Asase Radio sourced. Moving on to other stories. Attacks on Nana Addo over Ghana Award House unwarranted. The head of state award scheme is unhappy some Ghanaians are attacking the president, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, for cutting sod for the construction of the 5 million Ghana cedis Ghana Award House. According to the secretary, the attacks on the president are unwarranted. Last Wednesday, the president came under intense criticism after breaking the ground for the project. Social media critics were of the view that the construction was a misplaced priority. On Wednesday, 7th April 2021, I cut the sod for the commencement of construction of the Ghana Award House. But the scheme in a statement said such concerns are born out of lack of understanding of the functions of the award house. We have observed the misunderstanding circulating on various media platforms about the sword cutting ceremony for the construction of the Ghana Award House by His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. We are indeed grateful for the feedback and believe it's due to a misconception about the award scheme. We, however, condemn the unwarranted attacks on the persona of His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo for undertaking his honorary responsibility as chief patron of the award scheme. It further said the award scheme provides a rewarding agenda that fills the gap left by the formal tuition and equips young people for life and work. Furthermore, it builds their confidence and engages them with their communities to make a difference in themselves and the world at large. The Ghana Award House is expected to be completed within 36 weeks. When completed, it will house a 2-story office block, a 200-capacity conference room, and training facility. It was conceived in 2003 when a parcel of land was secured for its construction, after which there has been a lot of partnerships and investments for its realization. The scheme stated that fundraising for the award house started in May 2016 when HRH Prince Edward, the Earl of Wessex, paid a working visit to Ghana in support of the operationalism of the head of state award scheme. We take this opportunity to invite all well-meaning Ghanaians who believe in youth development to join hands with us in our mission of equipping all young people for life and work. We wish to thank the President of the Republic of Ghana and chief patrons of the award scheme for taking time off his busy schedules to do us this honors, the statement concluded. This is from the Newsroom Agency. And this is where we end our local story. Stay tuned as we do some other African countries.
The News Hour, coming to you live from the studios of Hitzafrik Radio and TV. Stay tuned.
You're still logged on to Hitzafrik Radio and TV. We are transmitting live on our website at www.hitzafrikradio.org. Also, we are streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter at Hitzafrik Radio and TV. Do well to subscribe to our YouTube channel and also share all our social media platforms. Thank you. Now let's do some African stories. In Somalia's parliament extends president's term after election dispute. Somalia's lower house of parliament voted on Monday to extend the president's term by 2 years. 149 legislators backed the proposal. The resolution also orders the Election Commission of Somalia to hold new elections in under 2 years. Under Somali law, the proposal has to be voted on by the upper house of parliament. President Farmajo welcomes Parliament's decision to return power to the Somali people. The presidency said in a tweet in Somali. The latest round of talks to resolve Somali's election impasse could last Wednesday. The federal government blamed leaders of Puntland and Jubaland regional governments for the failure. President Mohamed Abdullahi Farmajo's term officially ended on February 8th. Monday's development is likely to be rejected by the opposition, which has accused Farmajo of deliberately frustrating the election process to extend his rule. The poll deadlock has plunged Somalia into a political crisis. There is concern that terrorist group Al-Shabaab might exploit the disagreement to further undermine the already fragile security of the Horn of Africa. In another African country is Djibouti. 34 migrants dead after boat capsizes off Djibouti. The regional head of the International Organization for Migration, IOM, said on Monday that 34 migrants had died after their boats capsized off Djibouti. The migrants were being transported by smugglers. Mohamed Adukar, IOM's director for the East and Horn of Africa, wrote on Twitter, lamenting the second such tragedy to just over a month after 20 people died in the same Bab el Mandeb Strait on March 4th. Many children are among the bodies found, a source within the IOM told AFP, indicating that the capsizing happened around 4 o'clock in the morning north of Obok, the city of the Djiboutian coast. It is a boat that left the Yemen about 60 migrants on board, according to survivors, added this source. The boats would have been chased by the Coast Guard, and there were also apparently big waves. The weather was bad, she explained, stressing that the survivors were taken care of by the IOM and the authorities Djibouti. The Bab el Mandeb Strait, which separates Djibouti from Yemen, is a place of heavy traffic of migrants and refugees, where both Yemenis fleeing the war and Africans going to try their luck in the Arabian Peninsula cross. In March, some 20 migrants from Djibouti drowned after smugglers threw dozens of people on an overcrowded boat of 200 people into the sea. 2 similar incidents were reported in October, resulting in the death of at least 50 migrants, apprehending and prosecuting human traffickers and smugglers who exploited the vulnerabilities of migrants must become a priority, Abdikar said in his tweet, lamenting too many lives lost unnecessarily. In another story is Mozambique. Mozambique crisis, insurgency plans new attack, says consultancy firm. An aerial view taken on February 24, 2021, shows temporary houses in the Napala Agrarian Center of Metuge District, Cabo Delgado, northern Mozambique. A fresh attack by the homegrown insurgency in northern Mozambique may be coming soon, according to consultancy firm Hitzafrik. Citing local sources, it said an attack on the town of Quitanda, near the Afungi gas site, is expected to come in weeks. Since 2017, an insurgency that pledges allegiances to the Islamic State group has been capturing towns in the north. Known locally as Al-Shabaab, they have killed thousands and displaced some 700,000 since waging their war, mainly in the Cabo Delgado province. The strategic area borders Tanzania and is an area that is rich in natural gas. The Mozambican government has retreated that attacks in the north are an attack on the whole country and say it will be Mozambique's military who fight the armed Islamist group. The country's president, Filipe Nyusi, has been reluctant to accept foreign boots on the ground to fight their insurgency. At a Southern African Development Community emergency meeting to discuss the crisis on April 8th, African leaders called for an immediate technical deployment without specifying the details. Overcrowded refugee camps on March 24th, the Islamist group raided the town of Palma in Cabo Delgado before they were stopped 12 days later by the military. From that attack, some 30,000 people are displaced and many are staying in refugee camps, which are often overcrowded. At one camp in Metugi in the east, more than 23,500 people are trying to survive in makeshift huts with few resources. Manaitra Antonio has been here since 2020 after a raid on her home in Kisanga. She's now waiting for the conflict to end so she can return to her regular life. The main thing is that I would like to go back home, she said. It's all very difficult because I don't know where to get money to buy clothes or goods for the house. I managed to do it there with what I produced on the farm. And this is where we end our African stories. Stay tuned as we do the world news.
The News Hour, coming to you live from the studios of Hitzafrik Radio and TV. Stay tuned.
You're still logged on to Hitzafrik Radio and TV. You're streaming live on our website at www.hitzafrikradio.org. Also, we are streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter at Hitzafrik Radio and TV. Please do subscribe, share, and comment. Now let's do some world news. In Paris, manhunt after execution shooting in Paris. Paris police are hunting a gunman after what a witness described as an execution shooting outside a hospital in the French capital. A man in his 30s was killed and a female security guard injured at the Henry Dunant Geriatric Hospital, which is also a COVID vaccination center. Witnesses said the attacker shot the man in the head before calmly walking away and making off on a motorcycle. The local mayor says terrorism does not appear to have been the motive. The mayor of the wealthy 16th district, Francis Spina, added that the vaccination center did not seem to be the target either. A local police officer told the BMF TV channel the attack looked like a setting of scores. The manager of a nearby restaurant was among those who witnessed the shooting. I heard firing and I saw a block in a hoodie fire a bullet. And I saw a block lying on the ground, he told BFM TV. The attacker then approached the man and fired 2 more bullets at point-blank range into his head, the witness added. A caretaker described hearing 6 shots. It was a real execution, really shocking, another witness told Le Figaro newspaper. Mr. Spina said the woman, who was seriously hurt, appeared to have been hit by a stray bullet. She and the male victim were treated at the private Henry Dunant Hospital. The parish prosecutor has opened an investigation into murder and attempted murder. Moving on to other stories, is Australia. Cyclone Seroja, storm leaves damage in Western Australia. Tropical cyclone Seroja has ripped across a 1,000 kilometers (621-mile) stretch of Western Australia, leaving a trail of damage. The Category 3 storm made landfall near the town of Kalbarri on Sunday with gusts up to 170 kilometers per hour, 105. The storm was later downgraded to a tropical low, though strong winds continued to move southeast. Residents reported smashed houses, falling trees, and downed power lines. Calgary resident Debbie Major said the storm, which hit the resort town around 19 o'clock local time, 11 o'clock GMT, raged through the night and was absolutely terrifying. You just thought, this is it. I would have thought that when we opened the door, that there would be nothing around us except the roof, she told the Australian Broadcasting Corporation. We are a small town, half of it has been flattened. Weather authorities said Cyclone Seroja has maintained uncommon pace and strength throughout Sunday. As it moved from Calgary and Georgetown on the coast and inland across the state's wheat belt, emergency services said about 70% of structures in Calgary, which is home to about 1,500 people, were damaged by the cyclone. Several towns in the state's southeast remain under red alert on Monday, meaning residents were advised to take shelter and thousands of homes were left without power. One Kalbarri resident told the West Australian newspaper that he was forced to hide in a pantry with his pregnant wife and their dog. I heard a few windows smash and some loud bangs. I went upstairs to check and felt that it was raining. I didn't look up, but I am guessing I have lost some of my roof, Jason Regan said. Darius Winterfield, a reporter for Channel 9 News in Calgary, lost the roof to his balcony and said the storm would be devastating for many campfire lights. Emergency services received 175 calls for help on Monday, a Department of Fire and Emergency Services spokeswoman told the BBC. Government emergency funding is being offered to affected residents. The BBC is not responsible for the content of external sites. Before the storm hit, State Premier Mark McGowan warned that the cyclone was like nothing we have seen before in decades. The Bureau of Meteorology said it was the first cyclone to hit some affected areas since 1956. Last month, areas of eastern Australia were evacuated as rivers and dams overflowed in the West Flats in decades, with around 18,000 people displaced. And this is where we end our world news. Stay tuned as we do the entertainment news.
The News Hour, coming to you live from the studios of Hitzafrik Radio and TV. Stay tuned.
You're still logged on to Hitzafrik Radio and TV. Now let's do some entertainment news, the last part of the news. Go for love from your family members if you are broke, not a girlfriend. Participant of TV3's Date Rush reality show, Rose, is well known for her obsession to broke men dating or getting girlfriends. She claimed and made it clear on the show and also behind the scenes that she does not believe a broke guy should be looking for love or a girlfriend. In a recent interview with Ola Michael on Meet FM, she revealed and explained why she has been saying that all this time. She said that when you get a girlfriend, you take an obligation to look after the person. So if you are broke, it will be a problem. However, if you have money and your girlfriend says she's broke, you will give it to her out of love, she added. Moving on to other stories. You are mentally deranged, and that's why you go to bed crying always. Monaguchi fire shot at Efia Schwarzenegger. The fight between TV personalities Ifeanyi Schwarzenegger and Monaguchi seems to have been rekindled after the latter went live on Instagram to make some deep revelations. According to Monaguchi, Ifeanyi Schwarzenegger has been depressed ever since her nude photos were leaked online by her estranged ex-husband. Ifeanyi Schwarzenegger, I sent you an audio to have the guts to mention my name in your videos. You are a mentally deranged girl, and I feel pity for you. I don't want to attack you because you become suicidal. You are too depressed and unstable, Monaguchi stated. It is unclear what started the fight between these two, but Ifeanyi Schwarzenegger has replied Mona, and that will be in our next publication. Moving on to other stories. New Yao Talk freestyle causes social media users to troll him over his fake British accent and authenticity. Fast-rising Ghanaian rapper Yao Talk yesterday released a freestyle where he bragged about his rise to fame, but social media users were not impressed. The young rapper, after getting massive recognition from BET, decided to appreciate the love and also detail his musical journey through the lifestyle dubbed Me. The American rapper in his rap asked who got on Billboard last year and who got a milli in 3 days. You do not hate songs like me. Stormzy came in for who? And who is that black boy winning? Whilst others arguably appreciate his lyricism and rapper's boastful attitude in the freestyle, some have raised concern over the accent he used in delivering the freestyle. According to most of them, he doesn't sound authentic because he is trying to copy Stormzy. This conversation has sparked a trending Yao Talk and Stormzy debate on Twitter as tweets either defended the Saw rapper or advised him to stick to rapping in Tree to be himself. Moving on to our last story. South Africa. Mentally ill woman accused of witchcraft dies after being set ablaze by angry mob. And this is where we end our stories for today. Stay tuned as we do a recap of the headlines.
The News Hour, coming to you live from the studios of Hitzafrik Radio and TV. Stay tuned.
You're still logged on to Hitzafrik Radio and TV. We are streaming live on our website at www.hitzafrikradio.org. Now let's do the headlines. Achimota overhead gradually becoming time bomb. Government secures $50 million to fix Boli Saulawa Road. If you don't work diligently, I won't hesitate to terminate your contract. Airlines back to KIA as tourism picks up. Go for love from your family members if you are broke. And many other stories I brought your way this morning. My name is Abna Ahuni. Have a beautiful morning and do well to stay online.